Oh, man. My goodness. Had Jim Jaspers after House of M? Oh, man. Oh, what's going on, guys? How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are doing good. I need to get my beard trimmed up. My mustache hair is starting to go crazy. Question, when will I do the Walking Dead comics? I get that question so often. Okay, here's the thing about the Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is kind of a weird situation when it comes to comic books because sometimes they'll do well, depending on what I call it. Other times they won't. Like, I made a couple of Walking Dead videos, like, here's what happens to Negan, here's what happens to Jesus. But those were really popular. Those each broke a million views, I think, because it was at the time when, like, Negan and Jesus had first popped up, and it was like, here's what happens to him. You know, and so people were really excited to see what happens to those characters within the context of the show. The problem is The Walking Dead is not popular outside of the show. So if I upload a video, it's not going to perform well. And at the end of the day, I do not want to upload a video that doesn't perform well. It's just a moral thing. Like, it just makes you take a moral hit, and it kind of sucks. Do I have a Watchmen series? No, I've only done before Watchmen. D-Media. Mad Jim Jaspers versus Emperor Joker. Emperor Joker, hands down. The power is just too extreme. Who's the best Green Lantern, and why is it Guy Gardner? Because Guy Gardner's awesome, that's why. What a question. That's an amazing question. But no, it's just kind of a mixed bag with those things. What was the question I was going to answer before? I don't remember what question I was going to answer before. I kind of forgot what I was going to answer before. Man, I'm scrolling back through to see what it was. I've not had a chance to read today's comics, by the way. So, well, I can't find it. Crud. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to be that one guy, but I can't find that question that people were asking. Anyway, let's see. What's the newest Hulk storyline going to be after Worldbreaker Hulk? No idea, but okay. So that brings us to the X-Men. All right. Perhaps one of the most common questions that I get consistently is, what do I read with the X-Men after House of M? It's the one thing that confuses so many people. I don't know where to start with the X-Men. I want to read the X-Men. Like, where do I start with the X-Men after House of M? All right. I've been going through making a spreadsheet on the chronological reading order of the X-Men. All right, it goes into it's the House of M Aftermath, which really runs up to like X-Men Deadly Genesis. Then it goes into the Dark Age of the X-Men, which is like Endangered Species and Messiah Complex and Divided We Stand and Manifest Destiny. Really, it's just Divided We Stand. The Utopia Age, when the X-Men moved to Utopia, the island off the coast of San Francisco, that starts with Manifest Destiny, and then it goes into Dark Reign, and then it goes into the Heroic Age, and then it goes into the Post-Schism Age. All right? We're at 226 videos. 226 videos to make, if we were going to do that. 226 videos. Oh man, it's absolutely crazy. I've never tried doing a video on the question from DC Comics. I mean, it's absolutely nuts. But the reason why it's so big is because this covers the entirety of the X-Men universe, with the exception of like Excalibur and Exiles. I'm never going to cover Excalibur or Exiles. Like, I'm never going to cover either one of those. But the other stuff, kind of the X-Men universe centric stuff is kind of there. Who are the most significant characters from X-Men who lost their powers? Wow, a lot of them have lost their powers. Probably the most significant would be Wolverine, who lost his healing factor, and it resulted in him dying. That's probably the most significant character that I can think of. So, who would win? Superman 1 million or Superboy Prime? Superman 1 million. Franklin Richards versus the Void. My voice is super hot. I appreciate that. Definitely Franklin Richards. Or, I'm sorry, the Void, just because the Void is more experienced in how to use his powers than Franklin Richards is. So, but yeah, so no way he would be. Why would you ask me my opinion if you're going to tell me my opinion's wrong? I don't understand that. Hey, Rob, which character do you like better, Batman or Superman? Well, I like Superman more. You're wrong. All right, like, oh man. But I don't know. It's weird to me. Batman versus as much as I love versus guys, that's one of the reasons why I stopped Comics and Coffee, is because all people did would just ask versus videos, like versus topics, like, you know, this character versus this character, or that character versus that character. And I want to answer like some actual questions. So, let's see. Do you think there would ever be a JLA Avengers team up again? Probably not. I think Marvel and DC are just kind of too stubborn to decide to do either one. To be honest, to team up. I mean, it's. At this point, they just don't. I mean, that's just never going to happen. Marvel's struggling enough as it is. I mean, truth be told, being able to organize like a team up would be beyond their means at the moment. So, explain the Skyfathers. Skyfathers are simple enough. I mean, they're not hard at all. Like, do you not know what they are? Like, do you not understand the premise of the Skyfathers? Because I can explain that, but I mean, I don't. In terms of like an on the spot, like a character explanation on the Skyfathers, I can't do that right now. I'd have to do my research. So, a story from DC Rebirth that's not amazing. Everything from DC Rebirth is amazing. Wow, Roderick Rogers, holy cow! Caught you live. Finally caught you live. Can you explain why Batman and Catwoman are in love with each other, or why DC wants to push Batcat instead of the Bruce Tyler relationships? Because it just makes good sense. Honestly, Winter, back at it again, Rob. Thank you, Winter. It just makes good sense for me for Batman and Catwoman. I mean, I don't know why it would be anything else, to be honest. I mean, it just, you know, they've crossed paths so many times, and they've been, you know, in relationships and been enemies so many times. Batman and Catwoman makes more sense to me than Batman and Talia al Ghul. So, plus there's the whole story about Damian Wayne trying to like walk away from his past with regards to the League of Assassins, and it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense if he was trying to walk away from his past while at the same time his mom was getting with Batman. So it'd be kind of an issue. But yeah, the Rob Corps is already done. The Lantern Corps rings, I'm going to select the winners probably here in the next few weeks. I want to give people ample time because, I mean, with it, the way when I uploaded that video, it was people who were getting out and going into summer. And so I wanted to make sure they had a chance to, you know, throw their name in the hat and that kind of a thing. Plus, I'm in the process of moving, so give myself a little bit of time. But, how many times have I seen Wonder Woman? I've seen it once. I've only ever seen it once. So, am I doing Teen Titans Rebirth? Yes. Damian Knows Best comes out. When does Damian Knows Best? Because Lazarus Contract comes out this weekend. So Damian Knows Best comes out tomorrow. And then Titans Rebirth Made in Manhattan comes out the same day. We're going to do 2 videos. And then Thanos returns. Thanos from Marvel Now comes out. And then there's X-Men of War from Valiant. And then Teen Titans Rise of Aqualad, and then Lazarus Contract. I'm debating on doing Rise of Aqualad. I don't care enough about him. But it's like a 2-issue story, so it's not that hard to do. So, let's see. Who's my least favorite comic book character? Darwin is an Omega level mutant. He's really strong. My least favorite comic book character. Yeah, he just manipulates water. He does what Mara does. My least favorite comic book character. I don't know. It used to be Spider-Man, but I enjoy Spider-Man now. I don't know. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Probably Captain Britain. I just don't really care about him at all. So, I don't know. Let's see. Yours is the Wasp. Mine's the Sun. Opinions on X-Men Blue and Gold. I mean, it's kind of a cool idea. It's definitely a return to familiarity. I think X-Men Blue is more interesting than X-Men Gold in terms of, like, just the story overall and, like, the characters and so on and so forth. But it was always like that. Like, even the original X-Men Blue and X-Men Gold. Like, I want to say it was the original X-Men Blue that people enjoyed more than the X-Men Gold. So, You know, it's like a monster truck you can pour into your face. Yeah, Brondo. That's what plants like. Hey Rob, are you planning on doing JSA soon? I've been debating that. By the way, thanks for the $2. I've been debating that. When Justice League comes out, there's the new 52 Justice League that I want to cover, but I've also thought about JSA. And the problem with JSA is there wouldn't really be a reason to do it. As cool as it is, and as interesting as it is, really until Superman versus, what's his name comes out, until Superman versus Dr. Manhattan comes out, we won't know if the JSA are going to play any measure of a role. I mean, we saw Jay Garrick in The Button, but he was there and now he's gone. So we have no idea if he's ever going to come back. I mean, there was Johnny Thunder. We've seen him, but we haven't really seen anybody else as far as the original JSA goes, at least as you guys think about it. But if they do end up coming back, then I'll probably end up doing Jeff Johns' JSA, kind of like a lead up or something like that. So I don't know. Favorite indie comic? Probably X-O Man War, to be honest. Either that or like East of West right now. Those are two of my favorite comics. So at least in terms of indies, anyway. JSA stands for Justice Society of America. Yes, it does. Let's see. I'm the best thing coming out of DC Rebirth. I appreciate that. Is the Rhino still alive? I have no idea, and I have no reason to ask. Infamous Iron Man is amazing. Yeah, I really love Riri Williams' Iron Man. I think she's a great Iron Man. Let's see. What's the best cosplay I've ever seen and done? I've never done cosplay. I don't do cosplay. But one of the best cosplays I've ever seen was probably the guy who was dressed up as, I think it was a guy dressed up as Thanos. It was this great big huge like Thanos thing. It was pretty stellar. Like, it was pretty insane. I'd like to at some point, just for the sake of having it out there. So, when is Green Lantern coming back? I have Green Lantern coming back. When is Green Lantern coming back? Because we have to do Ion. Let's see. I think it comes back mid-June. Yeah. I think it comes back mid-June. That's one of those series that, like, we do because it's so long. Like, we do it when we have time to do it, to be honest. Just because it's so lengthy. I mean, it'd be different if it was like a quick, several issue run, but it's such a long run that it would take forever for us to finish off. I mean, it's kind of interesting. I don't know. If you don't give me a Rob Core ring, you'll make your own Phantom Rob Core ring. No, don't do that. See, here's the deal. We might drop Rise of Aqualad, to be honest, and just do Lazarus Contract, because I already have, like, Ion. Like, that one's already finished and uploaded. At least I think it's finished and uploaded. I know it's finished. It might be uploaded. I'm not 100% sure. Let us go to our secret videos that you guys are never able to find and located. Adam Warlock is not dead. Adam Warlock was the Living Tribunal until he was killed by Master Order and Lord Chaos. Seriously, no joke. He was the Living Tribunal, and then they killed him. The Power of Ion, that has not been uploaded yet. Okay. That one's already done, so that one just needs to go up. But yeah, it's already recorded, so we'll go ahead and do that. We'll throw in, because I really want to get back into it, because the longer I wait, the more likely people are to forget about it. So we'll do that. Because we have Lazarus Contract, and then we get back to the chance of just being able to do our classic DC every Saturday. So, let's see. Buenos dias. Yeah. Do you plan on covering any DC Vertigo? Not really. Never really plan on doing any Vertigo stuff. But, will Sony kill Deadpool? Sony doesn't have Deadpool. Fox has Deadpool, and I don't know why they'd kill him. It's really the only comic book based character they have that's successful. So it's the only good movie they've made, and they're gonna screw it up at some point. So wow, Roderick Rogers, holy cow! Since Marvel is going to do another hard soft reboot, is it worth reading any of the solo series, i.e. Spider-Man, Invincible Iron Man, Black Panther? Well, that's one of the other reasons why I dropped off, is because it's the same thing with like with Secret Wars, all right? So Marvel had all their own solo series going, and you can actually look at the sales. You can look at the month-to-month sales and see where they started dropping off. But Marvel announced Secret Wars, and they were like, "Oh, Secret Wars is coming! It's all new, all different Marvel. Everything you know is going to change. It's going to be totally different from how it is now." And then people were like, "Well, then there's no reason for me to read these books anymore," and so they literally just stopped reading them. They just started dropping off in sales. The only exception to that was when we got to like the last days of characters, like the last days of Asgard, and so on and so forth. And so what ended up happening is with this, like, if we know that Secret Empire is going to lead into, whatchamacallit, like, we know it's going to lead into, hey, Rob, just wanted to show support, keep it up. I appreciate it, Chris Babb. If we know it's going to lead into, like, Marvel Legacy, and Marvel Legacy is going to change everything, then what's the point of reading any of that stuff right now, or going over any of those things right now? We'll literally have to wait until Marvel Legacy starts in order to understand what's going on. Now, as far as I'm aware, from what I've been able to tell, from what I've read, nothing's going to change. Everything's going to be the exact same as it is now, except maybe the shift and the focus of the stories might change a little bit, but, like, the rosters are going to stay the same, the characters are going to stay the same. Side, thank you. I think that's how you pronounce your last name. Sid, maybe. I don't know. Everything is going to stay the same, except for, like, older characters are going to come back. So, like, the original Wolverine, I guess, is going to come back. I don't know. Will you ever do a video on RWYB? What's that? I have no idea what RWYB is. Unless you're talking about Ruby, which that would be part of the whole X-Men run that we would do. But, no, I don't know. I mean, well, I wouldn't say it's pointless. It's like that is the story that's setting the stage for everything. I mean, to say Secret Empire is pointless would be like saying Hickman's Avengers and New Avengers is pointless. No, it sets the stage for everything that happens. So it'll probably have a pretty significant ending. Like, if there's any one title that kind of has to be read, it's probably that one, to be honest. So, let's see. Hype for Venomverse? Yeah, I'm really excited for Venomverse. I'm pretty ecstatic. Static Shock versus Electro? Probably Static Shock, because Static Shock can do a lot more with their powers than anything else. So, let's see. Opinions on the Injustice timeline? I dig it. I think the Injustice timeline is pretty stellar. So, how do I feel about Secret Empire? I love Secret Empire. I know a lot of people don't really like it, but I love it. Like, I think it's an amazing story. Especially the ending of number 3. The way number 3 ended was mind-blowing. I mean, it's constant cliffhangers, but I love the way the story's being done. So, I mean, it's kind of a weird scenario, but I'm the one who got you into comics. What are your thoughts on grab bags? Hit or miss. I got 50 random comics for $25. They're really hit and miss. I mean, you see grab bags at conventions all the time. You see grab bags everywhere. It's just, it really is hit and miss. Like, I mean, it's hit and miss insofar as, like, you're not going to get you probably won't get a grab bag and end up seeing, like, New Mutants number 98. I mean, it's like when you go to conventions, like the shopkeepers, like, they comb over their comics several times to make sure they haven't thrown, like, a super rare comic in the bargain bin. I mean, that's one of the downsides of comic book conventions, is that if you're not buying anything, they get really boring really fast. You go there, you walk the floor once, and then you're done. You're like, okay, and we're done here now. So, are you planning on doing any more Wonder Woman, since Cicatea and Justice League of One were popular? Well, I tried it with Superman and Wonder Woman, and people, I mean, it wasn't nearly as popular. It didn't meet my standard on whether or not I continue a series, and so because of that, I was like, well, I mean, it's a fun little story that we did, but, we probably won't do anything with it. I think Wonder Woman is a contextual thing. It really depends. I'm still, like, people still view me as, like, the Marvel guy, which I guess is kind of good or bad, but, yeah, I don't know. Trying to make a name as a DC guy is sort of tough when you did Marvel for so long, so, let's see, Ninja Turtles versus Power Rangers. The Power Rangers? Why is that even a question? The best Hydra Cap moment? Probably when he picked up Thor's hammer from the free comic book day issue. So Adam Warlock is not dead, but was killed by Master Order and Lord Chaos. So doesn't that make him dead? Yeah, I guess he is dead now. I mean, he was killed by Master Order and Lord Chaos. So Franklin Richards was with the Phoenix Force versus the First Firmament, plans on doing Fatal Attractions. Do not plan on doing Fatal Attractions, and we have no idea what the full power of the First Firmament is, so I can't even begin to offer that. But if I had to go with that, I'd say, like, adult Franklin Richards with the Phoenix Force would probably win. So, is there any more Incredible Hulk content coming soon? Yes, well, that's one of the things that I'm trying to figure out, is it may be one of those things where it's easier to do, because the Incredible Hulk isn't, like, in order to get caught up with the Incredible Hulk, we have, like, a handful, maybe, like, 10 or 11 videos until we're done, because there is, let's see, where's my Incredible Hulk playlist or order? There is the Incredible Hulk volumes 1 through 4, which is 1 through 15. There's Indestructible Hulk volumes 1 through 4. There's the Original Sin, which is where he fights Iron Man. We learn the actual, like, the true origin of the Incredible Hulk. And then there's Hulk, which I believe that one is a Doc Samson one. I can't remember off the top of my head. Then there's Savage Hulk volumes 1 and 2. And then that's it. And then it goes into all new, all different Marvel and all new, all different, Amadeus Cho Hulk. So we may end up doing those, to be honest. But what we might do with those, we might do those closer to Ragnarok. Since Hulk's going to be in that movie, we might end up doing those closer, just because, it'd be really popular then. So no idea what happened to Juggernaut. So. Do I think Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk, is coming back? Yeah, he's coming back with Marvel Legacy, I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, honestly, Secret Empire will probably end with somebody grabbing the Cosmic Cube and just being like, we need all the good guys to come back. Like, the only way to fix this is to have the good guy, the original good guys back, and then something along those lines. So, and it'll result in all those classic characters returning. So, let's see. Chilling in the chat. Would Marvel hero fit best in the DC? Oh, what Marvel hero would fit best in the DC universe? Probably Spider-Man, to be honest, if I had to pick one, or Captain America. So, who's my favorite Reverse Flash? Eobard Thawne, definitely. I think he's the best one. Please do more. Please don't do any more Alien. How about Victor Stone Cyborg? Well, now I've got to do more Alien. I mean, when you don't ask for, like, when you tell me not to do it, I got to do more. And I'm never going to do Cyborg. I'm sorry, that's never going to happen. I can't. I tried. I literally tried to read the first volume of Cyborg, like Imitation of Life, and I was like, that's not going to happen. Like, I can't do this. It just doesn't interest me. It's a story that just does not resonate with me in any way. It's not that I think it's a terrible thing. It's just, to me, it's not enjoyable. I just don't really dig it. So, love your videos, man. Any Spider-Man videos coming out? Just finish Superior Spider-Man and enjoy the heck out of it. What does the story go after? That's what I'm trying to figure out. That really is the more immediate question, really more so than the X-Men. There's two ways that we could go with this. We could do Spider-Verse, and we could do, like, Spider-Verse is pretty straightforward. We can just do Coming Home. We can do the other Acts 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then go into Original Sin, which is the origin of Cindy Moon, and then just go into Edge of Spider-Verse volumes 1, 2, and 3. The only problem with this, and I had this great big huge conversation with Sal over Comic Pop. We were talking about, what's his name? About Kane. Kane is like a ridiculous character. It's a ridiculous situation. Wow. Metal Gear Kieran. Holy cow. Hi from Sydney, Australia. Been a Marvel guy for a while, but you converted me. Ended up buying all of Jeff Johns' Green Lantern. Are you going to cover the Injustice 2 comics? Keep up the stellar videos. I'll cover Injustice 2 somewhere along the line, but I had to move mine because Benny had his, and he couldn't reschedule because he didn't have any videos to back it up in case he had to move it. So, anyway, I mean, I can just say it's Kane insofar that Kane was a clone at one point, and then he's not a clone anymore. Like, it's kind of a weird situation, but I can literally just kind of write him off in a 5-minute explanation and call it a day. But anyway, in terms of, like, the chronology, that's the Spider-Verse direction we could go. Or we could skip Spider-Verse in its entirety, and we could just say, hey, it's basically the Parker Luck, which is immediately what happens after Superior Spider-Man, followed by Graveyard Shift, and then it goes into all new, all different Amazing Spider-Man. And the reason why we can get away with that is because of the fact that Ben Reilly does come back in Clone Conspiracy, but it's the main Marvel Universe Ben Reilly, not the alternate reality Ben Reilly that we saw in Spider-Verse. So we could really just kind of skip over Spider-Verse, and it has no goings-on, no bearings with what happens right now. The only exception to that might be Spider-Gwen, and we can literally just say it's an alternate reality version of Gwen Stacy, who was bitten by a radioactive spider instead of Peter Parker. They met during Spider-Verse, and she just stuck around ever since. It's like we can really just, like, hand that in a 2-minute explanation and be fine. So, besides, she's popular enough right now that not very many people need to have her existence explained to her. So, yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, honestly, we might skip Spider-Verse, to be quite frank. I mean, and just go with Superior Spider-Man. We might go with the Fallout to Superior Spider-Man. The question is, when would we do that? Look at our video schedule here. When would we do that? Yeah, I mean, we would do it the week the movie comes out. But see, that's doubling up. We could also just not double up. we could start like next week or the week after and just sort of go with that and see what happens. Yeah. I mean, there's Astonishing X-Men Volumes 1 and 2. We could do Astonishing X-Men Volumes 1 and 2, see how people respond to that, and then make that decision based on whether or not we do more X-Men stuff. So, Luke Cage stories? Absolutely not. I tried that. I tried that with Luke Cage, like Power Man and Iron Fist, and people did not care. No one cared. And that's the thing. As a YouTuber, you kind of have, like, you have to upload content that's going to get views. Otherwise, what's the point of having a YouTube channel? But there are stories that I know that people won't care, that they don't care about, that they won't watch. But I read them anyway, like Captain America Sam Wilson, or like Power Man and Iron Fist, or something along those lines. So, let's see. How to Kill Squirrel Girl? I'd like to at some point. No idea. But we are... Oh, I need to send this to Star Wars Explain. I need to send this over to him. Let's see. Good lord, man. That chick's really hot. She's all tatted up, though. I can't say the tattoos do a whole lot for me, but she's pretty good looking. All right. Let's see. At Star Wars Explain. Hey, man. I have that Darth Vader Red Lantern script. You want to hit me up on Skype? All right, and then we will tweet that to him. All right. Anyway, yeah, I've been toying around with the idea of audiobooks, just kind of like messing around with those a little bit and seeing, whether or not it would work. But can you cover All-Star Superman? I've thought about that. I've been trying to find a place to fit it in. That's the problem, man. Like, there's so many topics that I want to cover and not enough days. Like, not enough days to cover them. Honestly, I feel like Jeff Johns' Green Lantern, man. Like, as much as I love it and as much as I want to keep doing it, it feels like I have to kind of shove everything else out of the way to make room. Like any other possible stories that I could do, I have to put on hold because that's so huge. It's kind of crazy. Why won't I story time the Max? I would love to. The problem is the Max was really adult oriented. That's the same reason I can't do Punisher Max. I want to do Punisher Max, but I can't do Punisher Max because of YouTube's whole family friendly, we still believe it's, 1980s instead of 2017. We're still living in the past. YouTube's whole policy with not really living in the modern day. So, anyway, love Marvel now. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Can I do Cable? Cable's part of that whole X-Men run that we're talking about doing. I frequently use your channel as a reference point when talking comics, and I make sure people know you're the place to go. Thanks so much. Well, thank you, Angel Gamer, Angelus, I guess. Not really sure if that's how you pronounce it. Mopey, yeah. How's the chronology going? I know it's kind of messy. Well, right now on whatchamacallit. Oh, cool. There goes Alex right there. Hey, man. Hey, Star Wars Explain on Skype that I talk to because I'm cool, and he's cool, and we're cool people. All right. What were we talking about? I don't remember. Oh, yeah, it's... no, what were we talking about before? What were we saying? I do not remember. Yeah, anyway. Let's see. Chronology. Oh, yeah, the X-Men Chronology. Yeah. So if we were to start right now, all right, with the X-Men Chronology, we're only up to the Heroic Age. For those of you guys who don't know, back in 2010, 2011, coming out of Dark Reign, Marvel launched something called the Heroic Age, which was basically just like a rebranding, like Marvel Now, or All New, All Different Marvel, or Marvel Now 1.0, 2.0, so on and so forth. It was a rebranding that was designed to say, hey guys, we're getting into cheerful, more cheerful stories instead of stories where we basically come off as miserable human beings. And so because of that, it led into a whole bunch of different things. Anyway, getting all the way up until Schism and X-Men Legacy, which is when everybody ends up going back, that's 226 videos that it would take just to get up to Schism, just to get to that story. Granted, that's pretty close to the launch of Marvel Now and all new X-Men, but still, it's 226 videos. It is insane how many videos that would be. I mean, it'd be multiple playlists. Like, I couldn't do it all in one playlist. Like 226. So, it's insane. So, yeah, it's madness. That's exactly what it is. But you also got to think, too, if we did this X-Men chronology, it would be everything about the X-Men. Like, everything. You know, every single thing there is about the X-Men. I mean, we're talking like Fear itself would get covered, Regenesis, Schism, Second Coming, Necrotia, Nation X, all that stuff. Everything from House of M all the way up to Schism. Cable would be in there, Cable and Hope, all that kind of stuff. So there are some videos that I've already done, like Old Man Logan and like Secret Invasion and World War Hulk, stuff like that. But you know, it's insane. So, but I don't know. Dark Side War continuation. Well, that's what I'm thinking about doing, is going back and just remastering all the videos on New 52 Justice League and running all the way up to Dark Side War with really leading into the Justice League release of the movie. So, I don't know. Let's see. You have read... Oh, you have superpowers? I have superpowers? I guess. The best Hulk story arc, I think, is World War Hulk. It's amazing. Can I do Juggernaut with the Speed Force? Yeah, I'll probably end up doing that one. That one just seems like it's too fun to pass up. So, when are the Rob Core shirts dropping? I don't even think I've made Rob Core shirts, to be honest. So, I need to find out who makes this shirt, because it's super soft, super comfortable. Could you look at Grant Morrison's JLA? I don't know. I mean, that seems like it'd be too far back. And I never really did New 52 Justice League proper. So, I don't know, maybe we'll start with JLA and then work our way forward. The only problem with that is JLA and JSA cross over when it comes to Thy Kingdom Come. So, I'd have to do JSA at the same time, which could cause some confusion between people who are reading it. So, I don't know, maybe it'll work. Maybe we can give it a shot and see if it happens. I have no idea. Let's see. Release Punisher Max's paid content on Vimeo. I guess I could, but I don't want to put my content behind a paywall. So, I don't really like that idea too much. Avengers vs. X-Men, I already did that. Mad Jim Jasper's post House of M. It's really weird because he's like bonded with the Fury, so it's like this uber reality warping mutant. It's crazy what he's able to do. Let's see. Do the multiverse have its own living tribunal and one above all? There's only one living tribunal and one above all throughout the entire multiverse, if that's what you're asking. Which DC and Marvel character would you choose to be with for the rest of time romantically? What? Why would you ask that? But it would definitely be Emma Frost. So, I'd definitely her. So, YouTube didn't notify you of the stream. Yeah, YouTube has a really bad habit of just not doing its job right. So, let's see. Will I do Deadpool the Duck? I'd like to at some point. Emma is bae. Yes, she is. What are your thoughts on Doomsday Clock and the future of the DC Universe and Watchmen? I don't know. I mean, Doomsday Clock doesn't fit into any kind of continuity. Like, I mean, that's what Jeff Johns said. It's not like you have to read this story, that story, then Doomsday Clock, and then this story comes after it. It's removed. It involves DC characters, but it looks like it centers more on the Watchmen. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a story that covered what happened, what led to the Watchmen being involved in the DC universe. I have no idea. I would think so, but I don't know. Either way, I'm excited for it. I mean, having the Watchmen in the main DC universe invites a ton of different possibilities and crossovers and stories and so on. So, I love the button. I thought the button was an amazing sandwich. Not amazing sandwich, amazing story. What do I think? I was getting ready to read that next comment. What do I think? What's my favorite sandwich? My favorite sandwich. The button was an amazing sandwich. My favorite sandwich is probably like peanut butter and jelly. Honestly, I'll just go with the classic one. So, let's see. Can you explain Cosmic Armor Superman? I have no idea what you're talking about. So, yeah, sandwich. Why do people think the way I say sandwich is funny? I mean, I don't know. Hulk's your favorite pizza? I imagine that like an Incredible Hulk pizza is just, I'll have the Incredible Hulk pizza. What comes on that? Everything we have. Like, it'd be kind of crazy. Plus, we dye the bread green. You're hungry now? Let's see. Do you think Hydra Cap is going to stay? I have no idea. I mean, from what I've heard, they said he's going to stay, but I honestly don't know for certain. So, all the meats get put on there. Let's see. Wow, Roderick Rogers. Jeez, man. If you go into audiobooks, I will definitely buy your books. Also, will Marvel Legacy change some of their releases to bi-weekly, like DC Rebirth? Yes, they already have. The problem with that is they haven't lowered the price. So, right now, for a Marvel comic, it's like $3.99, all right? I'm pretty sure. I get mine on Comixology and I don't even pay attention anymore. But it's basically like $4, all right? You have to pay that twice a month now if you want their stories. They're keeping the price the same and they're not lowering them. So now comics are going to be even more expensive from coming from Marvel Comics. So it's going to be kind of silly, to be honest, if you ask me. But I don't know. I think it's going to cause more harm than good. I think Marvel sales are going to tank even more, and they're not going to understand why. And it's like because your prices are still the same. That's why. Like I don't know what Marvel thinks, but comic book fans are not rich. All right, they are not rich people. They're college kids. They're high school kids. Sometimes they're middle school kids. Like they do not have all the money in the world. So, me and Benny were never fighting. Read that pizza joke? Yeah, I thought it was hilarious. So, let's see. What do I mean? I read my comics on Comixology. So, Rob Rebirth. Let's see. But did he get you to read manga? No, not really. I couldn't get into manga. I have not played Persona 5. So, yeah, Unworthy Thor is really good. Like, I really love Unworthy Thor. Cable and Deadpool, that was a pretty enjoyable story. Yes, it was. Why can't Hollywood make Fantastic Four work? Because they have a fundamental misunderstanding of comic book movies. Plus, it's a corporate movie made by a corporate machine, so it's never going to be good. What are my thoughts on Wonder Woman? I loved Wonder Woman. I mean, we talked about it on the podcast yesterday, so you guys can go over there and check it out. But I loved Wonder Woman. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was a really, really good story and a really good movie. So, your dog watches my videos? Well, I'm glad somebody does. No, that's cool. That's pretty awesome. Let's see. Wow, so many questions rolling in so fast. It's almost hard to keep up now. Let's see. Bring back Rob Plays. I don't know. I've thought about just kind of killing time on Minecraft or something like that. Just doing like ASMR sessions and just like helping people fall asleep while I play Minecraft. I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, Minecraft is a really good game to help people fall asleep to. I mean, it's kind of fun. So, yeah. Do I still play Destiny? No, I got bored of Destiny. I stopped playing that. So, wow. Vile. Ooh, I'm not really sure how to pronounce your last name. I'm not gonna screw up your last name. I promise. We're just gonna say Vile, I think is how you pronounce that. Let's see. That's thanks for every video. Here's a pizza for you. My favorite pizza. Well, I appreciate that. And my favorite pizza is pepperoni, definitely. So, Destiny 2 appears soon. Will you play it? No, probably not. Let's see. Where can you find out about upcoming DC events? Newsarama is really good about that kind of thing. So, let's see. Have you seen the Thor Infinity War teaser? No. What? There's a Thor Infinity War teaser. What's the Thor Infinity War teaser? See, now I gotta look it up. Thor Infinity War teaser. Is this Thor with his roommate again? Hold on, let me listen to this. He's playing with toys? No Thor toy. He hasn't been cast? Okay, so it's just like more of a, yeah, it's just more of like a little featurette thing. As opposed to a whole, okay, cool. So it's not like a little trailer or anything, it's just kind of like a featurette. That works. Let's see, that's not a huge deal. I mean, it's cool, you know. But yeah, gore in the MCU would be really cool. Like, that'd be pretty awesome. So, Amanda Waller, Phantom Ring, that's a movie right there. That'd be amazing too. Like, Amanda Waller with a Phantom Ring would be nuts. So, let's see. What happened to my All New, All Different Amazing Spider-Man series? It's still there. It's on my... Oh, I may have taken it off the front of the channel, now that I think about it. Which, that might be kind of a problem. It's kind of an issue. Especially with Spider-Man coming up now. Like, that should not be that way. Oh, yeah, I put Thor up there. Oh, because Thor was popular at the time. Well, it still is, but, you know. Amazing Spider-Man, we should probably put it up. We should scroll up. New to Spider-Man, start here. There we go. Okay. Well, now the new Spider-Man stuff is up there. So, anyway. Fear itself will probably end up being later. Would you come out to New York City? Have some fans out here who would love to buy you a few drinks. Well, I appreciate that. The alternative facts. I'll probably be there during New York Comic Con. The New York Comic Con is the one convention that we just never really miss. So, the League of Volunteers. Nobody's won the Rob Ford rings yet. You haven't missed out. Don't worry. You haven't missed anything. So, let's see. Have I played Injustice 2? Yeah, I played a little bit. It's pretty fun. It looks great. You know. Does DC have an unlimited comic books? Similar to Marvel? No, I don't think there's a DC Unlimited. Not that I know of, anyway. So, Captain America series? Probably not. But, let's see. Rob, how do we get Rob Core rings? Just send an email. robsgiveaway@gmail.com. So, do you like Black Adam? He's okay. I mean, he's a character that's interesting, but I don't know. But just here to see if my girlfriend's in the comments. I like it when people, like, I'll see people post comments like that every once in a while. You know, it'll be like somebody posted a comment once and it was like, want some popcorn? Get your own. Can you please cover the first issue of Irredeemable by Mark Waid? I never really enjoyed Irredeemable, to be honest. I never really could get into it. The League of Volunteers? What? The League of Volunteers. The League of Volunteers comic. It's a series written by Rob Curley. An adventure team book set in Ireland in the 1940s. Characters drawn from Irish history and mythology. It's part of a planned universe of Irish heroes and villains. No, that's probably not going to happen. I'm probably not going to make a video on that. So, you have a theory that Hydra Cap is Ultimate Cap? That I would agree with, except that Hydra Cap remembers like Civil War and all those things. And that never happened. Civil War, as we know it anyway, never happened in the Ultimate Universe. So, 90s Thor, Eric Masterson, I have no idea, and I have no reason to ask where he went to. I don't even care that he's gone. So, let's see. What is Flash's best comics? I think Flash Rebirth is probably his best comic. So, do I play COD Zombies? Whenever I can, every once in a while. So, let's see. Favorite comic artist, writer? Favorite comic artist is Alex Ross. Favorite writer is Jonathan Hickman. So, Rob Narok, I guess. Oh man, I love the Cable Messiah War series. That was really, really fun. So, I love Secret Empire #3. I love the way it ended. So, I like seeing all these changes with these characters because I know they're all going to go back to the status quo. I think a lot of the backlash that's coming from people are the ones who just don't realize that it's all going to go back to the way it was before. I mean, it's not going to stay this way forever. It'll go back. It'll change. I mean, that's just the way it goes. So, what got me into comics? I used to watch, what was it? X-Men the animated series when I was younger, and my dad got me a comic by Batman and a Sovereign Seven comic. For those of you guys old enough to remember that small, short-lived series by Claremont. And I love the Batman comic. Didn't really care about Sovereign Seven, but loved the Batman comic, and got into comics ever since. So, let's see. Will Wolverine go back to the way he was? The dead Wolverine's probably going to come back. I mean, let's see. Where do I start with Silver Surfer? You don't. No. You start with Marvel Now 1.0, and then just kind of jump into that. When Dan Slott took over, basically. But be aware, if what you're looking for is like the cosmic Silver Surfer, then just start with any of his stories that happened after Annihilation, and then just read from there. The problem with that is that all of Silver Surfer stuff during Annihilation, or from the time Annihilation started all the way up until Dan Slott took over, is just tie-ins to everything. So you're just going to have to like read, all kinds of stuff. I don't like Dan Slott's run. I don't think it's very good at all. It's really boring to me. It's literally him and like this chick named Dawn Greenwood just like traveling around the universe. There's no real fun cosmic stuff at all. It's kind of boring to me. So, Xavier will probably come back. I don't know why he wouldn't, but love your voice, no homo. It's fine. You don't have to put that, but I appreciate that. Let's see. Old Man Logan for life. Yeah. Old Man Logan is pretty solid. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. This is fun. I just want to answer some questions for you guys and talk to you guys about the X-Men and try to get my thoughts sorted out and figure out what I want to do and sort of go from there. But anyway, guys, I'm going to bounce off here, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.